Hey there, welcome to this tutorial. The Drop Shadows layer style is one of the most basic elements of Adobe Photoshop that can help you step up your design. In this tutorial, we break down the basic settings that can help you master the tool. To start off, create a new Photoshop file. I have a blank canvas here, and I will add a new solid color layer to make this a little bit more fun. So I'll pick this red, click OK, press T to add a new text, drop shadow, and press Command T to transform and drag from one of the corners. I will place this here to the left side so we can see the changes better. To access the Layer Styles option window, head over to the Layers panel and click on the Effects button. Drop Shadow is right here, or double click on the text layer if you have the newer version of Adobe Photoshop. And we can see all the styles here. Drop Shadow is at the very end, so click on that. And here to the right side, we have all the settings that we will be talking about today. Let's start with the structure section, and here we have blend mode. And this is the style which the shadow will blend with the background. So multiply is the default mode and is the one that usually works best. Shadows aren't always pitch black, so we have the ability to change the tint of it. So click here on the color swatch to the right, and I will change this one to blue so you can see the difference. And we have a bit of a tint on the back. So let's change this back to black. And let's move to opacity. And this dictates the transparency of the overall drop shadow. So the higher the opacity, the darker the shadow will appear. And if you decrease it, the opacity then will be more transparent and more subtle. Down here we have the angle, and it determines the light source and where the drop shadow will be placed. You can change this by rotating the dial. And if you have a newer version of Adobe, you can manually place the drop shadow anywhere you want it to be. Here to the right, we have global light, and this is the light angle for the entire document. So as long as it is checked, it will be using the same angle for any of the other styles that you want to add to the object. Down here, we have the distance, and this setting moves the shadow farther from or closer to the object. In newer versions of Adobe Photoshop, you have the ability to click and move the shadow around as you wish. Down here, we have the spread, and this controls how far the shadow spreads. So this can make the shadow look more intense and dense, and use this setting along with the size so you can better control the look of the shadow. The size dictates the softness of the shadow, so we can create either a very crisp, hard shadow or a soft, diffused one. So this is the structure section, and this is where people spend the most time tweaking. All of these settings will give you many very different results, so it's always good to try out and see what is possible. Let's move on to the quality section. And first up, we have contour. Contour determines the shape the shadow falls off. As a default, linear creates a regular shadow. The rest of the settings are useful when working with materials that have reflective surfaces, so that will be metals or glass. And these effects will depend a lot from the settings that we put on the structure section. To the right, we have Anti-Aliasing, and this will improve the quality of the shadow. You can keep it always checked, and you won't notice that much of a difference. It's very, very minimal. Here we have the noise, and the noise controls the quality of the shadow. So depending on the percentage you use, you can create a smooth shadow or a grungy shadow. This will be useful when creating shadows over rough surfaces like concrete and you need something more gritty. Below, we have Layer Knocks Out Drop Shadow. If you have transparent objects on top of the shadow, this option stops or allows the shadow from showing through the object. This works with the fill option, so click OK, go back to the Layers panel, set the fill to 0%, and double click on the text layer to access the layer style again, and check the Layer Knocks Out Drop Shadow. The result is the object as a transparent object, and it's not allowing the shadow to show through. Down here we have the Make Default button, and this is if you would like to use the current active settings as your new default. Here to the right we have Reset to Default, and this will go back to the last saved settings. So this allows you to experiment and reload custom default settings if you want to start over. If you're using a newer version of Adobe Photoshop CC, you have the ability to add multiple instances of the same layer style to a single layer. So let's go here to the left side of the menu, and you will notice a plus sign button to the right of the drop shadow option. Click on that and it will add another drop shadow style underneath. You can add up to 10 layer styles without getting out of the option window, which is useful if you're creating something very complicated. Great, and there you have it. We have covered all the basics you need to know to use the drop shadows in Photoshop, and now it's your turn to give it a try and play with the settings.